Hey everybody, welcome to our first and super special preferred partnership marketing webinar here with an amazing company called List Assist. Super excited to have them with us. Let's give this just a little bit. We've got people trickling in as we speak right now. Do me a favor, where are you guys at? Go into the chat and tell me a little bit about where people are coming from. I know they're around the world. Tampa, welcome Tampa. Seems like you guys win every sporting event on the planet, so congratulations. Nashville, my favorite place. Let's go to Broadway. There you go. New Zealand, Hawaii. I'm from Waipahu. Shaka. Did you laugh at me, Chris? You did. Chris is in New Zealand, you guys. I am in Phoenix, Arizona. So we are representing the world here. All right. It's like people are still coming in. And if it's New Zealand, thank you for waking up so darn early. I appreciate that. And if you're on the East Coast, thank you for taking lunch with us. We appreciate that as well. All right. Why don't we get this thing going? Again, welcome to your Chime webinar this week. My name is Gary Parker. I'm your Chime Guy. And with me today is the co-founder of an amazing group called List Assist, Mr. Chris McGoldrick. Chris, say hi.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Hey, for those of you out there that are Chime users, thank you for being a Chime user. Thanks for coming in today. And what I want to focus on today in regards to the Chime side of this is our marketplace. Some of you may know it's there. Frankly, some of you may not. But what our marketplace is first off, it's a tab right on the top line of your Chime. But it's a place where there's a bunch of tools in there that frankly are just there to make your life easier. And we've added a brand new feature this week that's called the Preferred Partnership. And that's where we find those special tools, the ones that really resonate with us and offer some things that may not have been available in the past that'll make your life easier and save you money and in return help you make money. And List Assist is the first group that we're introducing into that preferred partnership. So let me also do a little housekeeping here. If you guys have questions, you'll notice at the bottom of the Zoom, there's a Q&A section. Do me a favor, ask your questions down there. And then at the end of this, after Chris has done an amazing job showing how the tool works, we'll answer those questions live on the video here right now, okay? So go into the Q&A, ask those questions, and we'll make sure to get to them. But Chris, welcome again, and tell us all a little bit about your background and how you started List Assist.
Thank you. Absolutely. And yeah, thank you again for having me and everyone for kind of making time for this. We're incredibly excited about this partnership with Chime. As Gary mentioned, my name is Chris McGoldrick. Our team set up List Assist in New Zealand early last year. And we're an AI business that focuses on empowering agents to focus on people, not process. We want to take care of as much of that process component of your business as possible. And what we're going to go through today is listing descriptions. So how we actually started, my co-founder and I were both very interested in the real estate business. He was working on something else in the real estate business, and I had a lot of family across the property industry. And we literally just started calling realtors, asking about their days and what the big pain points were that existed. What kept kind of emerging over time, this was early last year, was how much they struggled with writing a unique property listing description every time they had a property ready to take to market. You know, there'd be variations of, oh, it's so expensive to outsource, or I'm just using the same words every time. Even the odd kind of cheeky agent that would go back and use historical listings and change a couple of commas. So that kind of really was the foundation of us setting up List Assist. And essentially straight away, we came to America to try and kind of Americanize our product. And really kind of our core focus is the US market. So that's kind of led us to where we are here today. And I've met Gary on the conference scene in the US. And yeah, as I said, couldn't be more excited to be partnering with Chime.
I'm excited to have you guys here. I remember when you came up to the booth and told me what you guys did, and it blew my mind. I had app. I've been in this industry for many, many years. I've been with Chime for 6 years, and I have never heard of anything like this. And you told me about what did you call it? Computer vision AI. Is that what that is?
Mm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it should be noted yours was a difficult booth to get to as well. Constant queues at that conference. I had to spend a fair old time in the queue, but I got to
Well, actually, the majority of people that were just there to hear my dad jokes. So, but tell me about computer vision AI. Like, what is that? A lot of people may not have heard of it. I haven't heard of
it. Absolutely. And like that's one of the key things that separates us as a product and essentially our key differentiator. So, there's a lot of hype around AI, and I'm sure that's what's kind of got a lot of you on this call today with the likes of ChatGPT and equivalents. ChatGPT obviously does a great job in terms of generalist applications. I did a listing description through there about a month ago to kind of test it with somebody and did it for my own address at home. So I said, write a listing description for this property. Gave it a couple of very basic prompts, and it wrote this great description about 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, brand new, ocean views and great storage. Problem is, ours is 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, terrible storage, and can't see the ocean. So I think that really kind of pointed out, I suppose, the dangers of kind of misinformation in the sense that without all the right prompts, these other kind of off-the-shelf models can present kind of misinformation and that they do just kind of fill in the blanks themselves. So there's a couple of steps which we'll go through with our process that we use to mitigate this. The first thing you do is enter the address of the listing, which again, this will make more sense as we go through it. Mm-hmm. From that, we start building locational information and data in the background around the property. And then you upload your photos of your listing. Now, again, this is kind of the computer vision key differentiator. What we do is we scan all of those images for key details of the property to help build the story of your listing. So, for example, like hardwood floors might be picked up, swimming pools will be picked up, outdoor areas, modern appliances, and so on. So we start to build a very clear kind of picture around what the specific property you're bringing to market looks like, as opposed to more generalist applications or, kind of guesswork that might come with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that really helps to assure the accuracy of what's being provided from your system. Correct.
Absolutely. And of course, there's going to be examples where things that you may want to talk about can't be picked up, but we make it incredibly easy for you to add things like that in as well. And again, one of the key differences with us too is you won't just get a property listing description, but you'll get a social media post for the property. We've recently added in video scripts as well for the agents that want to do a to-camera piece. So you'll see kind of the range of outputs that you get. That's kind of all the marketing material you'll likely need for your listing.
Well, I'm learning more today already. I didn't know that you had that stuff. I'm excited. We're going to get into, I promise, we're going to get into it, guys. I'm excited about that. I guess last question I have before we really dig in is, why do you think that List Assist would be a good tool for our Chime customers?
Absolutely. Look, I think it comes down to that core purpose that I spoke about empowering agents to focus on people, not process, right? When we think of the best agents we know, we don't tend to think, oh man, Gary's great at sitting down and writing a listing description. Gary's charismatic. He's great at dealing with people, shaking hands and doing deals, as a wise man once told me. And so, for us, it's about building efficiency or helping build efficiency with your agents. All we do is property kind of material, right? So everything is property specific. In the first 4 months of 2023, properties listed in the US using List Assist listing descriptions sold more than 35% faster than the national average in terms of days on market. So that's based on Zillow data. And as I say, days on market. So, the agents that want to be selling their homes quicker and more efficiently should be selling with List Assist.
How much faster? 35% faster?
That's right. Yeah, 35%.
Yeah, Chimers. Does that sound like something you'd like? I believe probably the answer is yes. I'm super excited. Well, you know what, Chris? I don't think there's anything to do but go behind the curtain now. So if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen, let's dig into this, and maybe I'll ask you some questions while we're going through it. And again, guys, go into the Q&A and ask questions as they come about, because you're going to have questions. This is an amazing tool. So share away, Chris.
Perfect. So remember, your link to go to, everyone, is on your Chime Marketplace. So all you have to do is go into there and select a new property listing that you want to do. You just click new listing, and then you start by entering the address of the property that you're wanting to bring to market. So here we're doing one in Scottsdale, Arizona. So you enter the address. This will all be set up in the United States, assuming you're in the US. And once you've done that, you click next, and you upload photos of the property. So you can upload as many as you want to. And obviously, the more you upload, the more key details are going to be pulled. So in the background, our computer vision scans all of these for key details. This gives you a little bit of a look and a feel for the house, the stone bench tops there, the swimming pool, etc. From that step, once we click next, you can update key property information. So this is selling for $600,000. You can update bedrooms and bathrooms and floor areas. Now, things like bedrooms and bathrooms will pre-populate if you've got a floor plan that you can upload as a part of that. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. You can just come and play around and click whichever one suits you and tinker with it like that. And then this next step here is essentially where we organize all of the information for you. So it's broken down into key sections. You've got an opening paragraph here, general, and we scroll down. You can start to see some of the details being picked up. So here in the kitchen, living and dining, we know there's tiled floors, stainless steel appliances, stone countertops. There's also light countertops, natural light, and a breakfast bar as well. So what you do now as an agent is you start working out what you do and don't want to talk about. Now, there's a whole different range, obviously, of how people look and how realtors look at listing descriptions. So we do get a lot of realtors that just come through here. We'll just do a quick check of these, won't really make any changes, and just click view. We also get a lot of realtors that come through and like to add different bits and to further build the story of the house. So like this home, for example, on Zillow, it was mentioned that it was timelessly remodeled. So let's say you want to add that in your opening. You literally just come in to add a new feature and start typing. So we can go timelessly remodeled, click enter, and then it's come up twice there. So we can take one of those down. And you can see there that now is going to be a part of the opening part of our listing description. It's as easy as that. You've got some suggestions here on each section. You've also just got a video prompt here if you need any reminders of how sections work. And each section has a minimum and maximum, which you'll be guided with down here. So now we just scroll through, check if there's anything else we want to add in. You could also remove things just by clicking on them. You can also make edits. As we scroll further down, you now see some locational data that's been picked up as well, and then my agent information down here too. So once you are happy with what you've seen there, you just click view description.
If I can stop you for a second, Chris. I noticed that it said it was close to the 101 freeway. Was that just information that was pulled in through the MLS?
No, that was added in that particular piece as well. So you can add in your own bespoke pieces as you like. Depending on location, school zones may pick up too, if that's an important part of what you're talking about. And then once you get to this, you'll have just noticed this little pop-up come through here as well, where we take a rating on every listing as well to ensure that we're constantly building and iterating and delivering great results. So you have your listing description written for you here like that, ready to go. You can just click copy like that, and it copies to clipboard, and then you can go and post that wherever you need to for your listing description. The other thing that I mentioned, Gary, is these other kind of outputs here that we have on the left-hand side. So you'll come down and you see a press description here. So you'll see a smaller description suitable for print and magazine, which has got a smaller character count. There's also a signboard description, which is even smaller still. A social media post, which, is by far the most kind of popular and most used of these extra pieces. So within that workflow, you get this, which is all ready to go and be posted across your social channels. And then this here is the video script again that's been generated for agents. So you'll see here, you've got suggestions of shot types here, and as I say, script based on that process that we've been through. And then just finally on the left here, you'll see we've got some basic area information. A lot of this people use for their blogs or kind of EDMs to their databases, and just finally some transport options based on the locale too. So if you want to edit this as an agent too, we'll just go to the social media one, for example. You can just click modify here, and you literally are just asked how you want to modify it. So we could say, make it shorter, add more hashtags, for example. I'm not very creative under pressure, so we'll, there's probably better examples there. But that is true. So here you see now we've got a shorter one with a whole lot more hashtags added to this. So we can now just click use this version, and you'll see that will update up here now. So it's as easy as that. And then same process, copy it, go through to your social channels or whatever listing platform that you're using, and then you're done from there.
That's incredible. And I also noticed the regenerate. So on things like the social media, I imagine that you could come in here, regenerate, and create 5 posts.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. And, there's also scenarios too where people can kind of come in and change it or regenerate, if their listing perhaps isn't getting great engagement. There's a few offices here in New Zealand that really encourage their agents to constantly update their listing descriptions so they're not going stale on the market. When you're sort of scrolling through properties and you're like, oh gosh, that one's still up there. What's going on there? So again, it just comes down to how you want to use it. We've also had a few different examples as well around the place where agents have actually used this as a marketing tool to secure a listing. So what that looks like is, and we weren't ever selling it like this. This was just, kind of feedback we got from agents in terms of how they were using it. When they were going and doing a home visit and essentially pitching themselves to secure the home, they were asking the homeowner if they could take a couple of photos, and just on their phone during the tour, they would build a listing description. And then by the end of it, say, hey, here's what I'd be thinking for a listing description. We can have this property live pretty quickly type thing. And the point of that was, as they told us, was really just helping them stand out. If a homeowner was seeing 3 or 4 agents to decide who they were going to give their listing to, and one of them at the end of a tour of the house was giving them a social post, a listing description, and talking about a video script, it's quite a unique way to stand out, right? And kind of be memorable.
That's absolutely correct. And I have been selling Chime since we had 3 customers. And we have a lot more than 3 right now, Chris. And the number one thing I tell the agents that I talk to, the prospective Chime clients, is that there are a lot of real estate agents out there, and what makes you different, right? What makes you stand out, and what are you going to provide? What value will you provide that may not be provided by somebody else? And if you can come together before they've even signed on the dotted line and show them that you've got the entire marketing effort from, getting their interest, following up, letting them know any changes or any important information they need to close, and that exactly what you're going to do, and heck, 35% faster. It seems like a win to me, Chris. It seems like an absolute win to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's incredible. So let me ask you this. It does some kick butt things right now. Like, what is the future of List Assist? Like, what can we get excited about that you're allowed to talk about?
So that's a great question. And I've said it a couple of times, but our core focus is empowering you agents to focus on people, not process. So in the future, we want to be capturing more and more of your process to make your lives even easier. And so look, we've been adding in new things like the video script, as I mentioned, as a new addition, and that came on the back of engagement with a lot of our customers who were talking about, the importance of video in this environment now, right? And again, to your point around standing out, it's such a big part of standing out in a slightly slower real estate environment. So look, we have a messaging product that we're working on as well, which is around the kind of email and text generation piece. And there's going to be a range of new things being rolled out over time with that core focus in mind around making your lives even easier.
Right. You know, there's the there are the people who wait to make sure that that a technology works for them, and then there are the early adopters. And I feel like List Assist is an early adopter because I'm telling you right now, I've been doing this for a long time, and I think in the future this is going to be a huge part of the real estate industry, what you're doing here. And I think the earlier you get on this train, the quicker you're going to get to your destination. And for those agents that are willing to make the investment in their business to be the best, I think List Assist is absolutely a no-brainer. Hey, I know we're going to answer some questions at the end, but I just saw one that came up that's important. Again, if you want to find List Assist, it's inside your Chime application. And at the on the top line there where you see people and you see listings and such, you're going to see a button that says Marketplace. Go into the Marketplace and then scroll down, and under third-party integrations, you'll see preferred partnerships and you'll find List Assist. Now, as far as List Assist, and people might be asking, you know, how much is this service, or, you know, how do I procure that? Our partnership with List Assist not only makes your life easier and gives you the most kick butt tool out there in the early stages so you can separate yourself from the competition, but they're going to get a discount. Isn't that right, Chris? What discount are you offering?
You said we had to make it good, Gary. And yeah, so the discount for all Chime customers is more than 30% off. And it's a monthly subscription. You can opt out of it at any time. There's no commitment period or anything of that nature required. And anyone who signs up on the back of this call, or for the rest of this week, if you're watching this call a little bit later, you get your first 3 days free as well. So you can do unlimited listings. If it wasn't for you after that 3 days of trialing it, you'll never be charged anything. So we want to make it nice and easy for you. And as I said, from a pricing and discount point of view, Gary told me we had to make it good. So you'll get a more than 30% discount when you go to that Chime Marketplace link that Gary mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as the pricing goes, there's a couple of different options there. But let me put it this way. For the price of a couple of cups of coffee at your favorite barista, you no longer have to sit at your computer for an hour and a half and figure out what you're going to say. Seriously, guys, that is incredible. This blew my mind when I heard it. Now, admittedly, I am the guy, the second I heard about ChatGPT, was all over it because everybody's talking about how you can make money and you can do this and you can do that to make your life easier. But when I found List Assist and I saw what it did specifically for real estate agents, and knowing the love I have for my Chimers, I had to introduce it. And I am so very thankful that you joined us today. Now let's get into some Q&A here. Let me click on that and see what we've got. Now, again, the question had been asked again about how you get to the List Assist. So to get to List Assist, you're going to go into your Chime application. So you log into Chime, and then at the top line, you'll find Marketplace. Click on that, and then underneath third-party integrations, you're going to see List Assist underneath the preferred partnership. So make sure that you go in there and you check that out. Oh, also, enter the code CHIME when you get there. Enter the code. I forgot to mention that. You got to enter the code CHIME, and then you'll get that beautiful discount that we talked about. And again, 3 days for free. Try it out and make sure that it is what you need there. So let's see. Do we have any questions in here? Where do we find it? How do we get there? Let's see here. You know, I have one question here. They want to know, I guess they're asking again about the accuracy. Like how does it make sure that what you're putting in there is accurate? So they don't, I would imagine, so they don't have to go in and always eagle eye it and make sure, you know what I mean? Like have to spend a ton of time editing, if you will.
Totally. Totally. Well, I mean, I think the best way to think about it is, that address uploading of the photos, and then we organize everything that we know about the house for you. And it's in that last step before you click view description, where you can do a final check over the accuracy of everything that's been picked up. So it's really about uploading the details we need to get to that stage. And then, as I say, you doing the final check before you click submit. And as we went through that process of where you can remove things in green or type in new things, easiest way to think of it, if it's in green, it's going in the listing description. If it's not in green, it's not going in. So that would be my advice for how you best deal with that.
Awesome. Another question just came in from Jeff. Does our Chime login work with this, or do we have to create a new account? Well, to get there, you're going to have to log into your Chime to get to the marketplace. But once you get to the marketplace, you're going to create an account with List Assist if you decide to move forward with them. But again, remember to use the Chime code to get your discount. Somebody else asked, I'm sorry, please continue.
I was just going to say, Jeff, that is not a difficult account setup on the List Assist side either. Very limited kind of details that we need to get you up and running. So super easy.
Okay, awesome. Somebody else was asking, you know what, before I get to that question here, we just put a link inside the chat for everybody. You can click on that to learn more about List Assist and Chime. Okay, so get in there. Somebody else asked, is this only available in the States? Now, I know you're in New Zealand. Could you explain where this would work for your customer?
Absolutely. So there's a range of different countries where it is available. You can essentially use it anywhere. There are a set of countries that we have things like school zones and stuff for. So I'm not sure where specifically you are, but works best in the likes of New Zealand, the US, the UK, and Canada as well, but is applicable everywhere.
Okay, awesome. Somebody asked, how long do we get the discount? Is that for as long as they're a Chime customer and using you, or is that for a certain time period?
As long as they're a Chime and List Assist customer, they get the discount for life. It's that 30% discount that we mentioned. I think it's a little bit more than 30% actually. That's activated after your 3 days, assuming you trial at the end of this, assuming you sign up at the end of this webinar. So you'll get your first 3 days, the discount's activated, and then that will be your lifetime price until you choose to unsubscribe or otherwise.
All right. And is it contractual? Are they locked in for a certain period of time? Is it month to month? How does that work with you?
It is month to month. It is not contractual at all. You can opt out at any time. The other thing which I should mention too is when you go, and see the link on the Chime Marketplace, you'll come through to a List Assist and Chime kind of landing page as well. There's the option there for you to book a demo, which you can do at any time. Now, some agents love to do this. Of course, there's, the people like you, perhaps, Gary, that would love to just go and play with it by yourself and kind of learn what works for them on there. But of course, there's a huge chunk of people that like to book a demo with one of our team, get on a Zoom call like this, and really just go through one of their properties with one of our team just to get comfortable with how everything works, learn some best practice. And I encourage anyone that wants to do that, even if you are not quite sold yet and want to learn a little bit more before signing up, we can go through any one of your properties for you. So, I mean, your worst case scenario is you get a free property listing and you have to listen to my voice for 15 minutes. I guess it's up to you to decide whether that's a good or bad thing.
Anybody out there who's ever signed up for any kind of software, whether it be for real estate or anything else, that offer is not made too often. The ability to actually have that in-depth conversation, and it's usually you're just talking with an operator or a sales guy who's going to keep you on for an hour or whatever. But at your price point to offer that, Chris, I think that's really special and really unique. So guys, take advantage of that if you need to learn a little bit more. Another question here. The price I see on List Assist is $14 a month, correct? Currently, as we film this, that's correct, but you do get a discount. The question goes on to say, I have a brokerage. The price is per agent under them, or can they buy a team account for Chime?
You can contact us direct, depending on kind of the size of your team, and we can try and make something work for you. So all of our contact details are on that website. And my personal email is chris@listassist.ai if you want to discuss that any further. But for certain sort of sizes of team, we obviously can do group deals. So feel free to reach out.
Okay. So it's generally, so Chime has a lot of brokerages and teams that use it. And we also have individual users. One thing to note about most of the partnerships that we have in there, but specifically for List Assist in this example, is that unlike a lot of CRMs, we don't make it that you have to buy for your team and then charge that agent. You know what I mean? So what'll happen is we'll charge the broker X amount, and then they'll break that down by their 10 agents and make sure each agent pays them an extra $10 or whatever it is. Okay. What we allow our customers to do, our brokers to do, and team leaders to do is give that access to the individual agent. So they can treat it like their own business. They can go and put down their own credit card, and they can make that investment to make themselves better. And frankly, the number one agent in that brokerage. You know what I mean? So there is the option. Chris is saying there's the option where you can get a team package. You want to buy it for your team because you see the value there. But there's also the option that any agent, anybody who's got access to Chime, can go in and choose to buy List Assist. So I highly recommend, we're going to be posting this on YouTube. Share this with your team members and see if they find value in this, because I think there's a lot of great opportunity here. Another question just came in from Melissa. What happens if you have community amenities that need to be included?
Absolutely. So you can choose the section that you want that to be in. So, likely that might be in the locational paragraph around the house. You just scroll down to that and manually do that, type in the added feature that we went through. I think it was when I put in timelessly remodeled at the beginning. Just that exact same process, and you can add anything that you want into that stage of the process, and then that'll be included in your listing description.
She actually just added, it needs to be separate from home features.
Yes, so that would be, again, in that locational piece, which is essentially the last piece before any contact information. So it would be separate, and you can put it into any different section you want. I mean, the example that we went through with that remodeled piece was in the opening, which was where it was mentioned in the listing description. You would just come down to the very bottom one as you scroll down after you've done all the home features, and then type in, the community amenities you wanted to add at that point.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, perfect. She says perfect. And she gave me this sign.
So that's got to be good. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it's got to be good.
Oh, is that A-okay? It means, yay, thank you very much. We appreciate you. It means, wow, manja.
That one.
Exactly. Again, this is going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you want to share this with anybody in your group who didn't have a chance to join us live, you can do that. Chris, do you mind if why don't you do this? How can they get in contact with you directly?
Absolutely. So I think my email was popping up there before. It's chris@listassist.ai. I'm strong on the email, so anyone that wants to reach out, with kind of more questions, or if you need more details before you're comfortable signing up, or as I said, if you just want to go through a demo with one of your own properties, it might seem a little easier for you. We're open to whatever you kind of need to get up and running.
Claire, you're awesome. She said we're awesome. So Claire, we think you're awesome too. And a very happy face from Melissa there. Also, guys, just a reminder, there is a link inside the chat for those of you who might not be a Chime customer, but you're a big fan of List Assist and you want to take a look at us. We would be happy to welcome you to our Chime family, where I'll tell you what, Chime is not just a CRM. We are a lead conversion tool. We turn those leads that you spent so much time and money to get into actual clients, and then we follow up with them to get their friends and family. That's exactly what we do. And as Chris said earlier, our job is to automate your life so you can shake hands and sell houses. Okay, isn't that what we're all about here? Let's see here. We got any more questions before we peace out? Again, yeah. So you click on that link to find more about us. If you are a Chime customer, go to the marketplace, and then underneath the third-party integrations, you're going to find preferred partnerships, and you'll find List Assist sitting there. Oh, I got one more question here. Um, does this create a lifestyle type description? I'm not sure. You might know a little bit more about what that
I was
means. Or
just
do
going
we
to
need
ask,
clarification?
what's your definition of a lifestyle type description? If we could get any more clues on that.
And by the way, while you're answering that, Melissa, what you mean by that? Leon says, "Isn't it 3:30 in the morning in New Zealand? That's dedication."
But 5:30, we'll go 3:30 is better. But yeah, hopefully that'll get you signing up, Leon. Hopefully that means
Exactly.
enough to you that you're in there signing up. And let's go with 3:30. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, if you ever want to host a webinar and you want me on it, I will get up at 3:30.
I appreciate it.
Oh, reminder again, when you go into the marketplace to learn about List Assist and you click on that, use the promo code CHIME, CHIME, and that's going to get you 3 days for free. And it's going to get you that 30% plus discount on that monthly no contract subscription with them. So Melissa clarified and said, as far as lifestyle description, it says more about how you will feel living in the home, like having your cup of coffee on the patio, sunrise, like that kind of verbiage. How could you make it?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's all just that same process, Melissa, of those inputs that you add. So, you know, in the outdoor area, you might just add in the input again, where I added timelessly remodeled. You might go into that bit and just put, you know, owners of love sitting on the patio having their morning coffee for the last 10 years, something like that. And that will be incorporated into the listing description. So the input can very much, I suppose, handle, you know, bits like that you mentioned. And that will be built into the story of the listing description. Sorry, I didn't know what that meant before then.
Well, she loves it. When I actually have a question for you. When you are creating your description, I know that some of the AI out there has the ability to say like a style that it's written in. Does it do anything like that currently, or as far as like how it writes it out?
Not really. No, I mean, everything we've done is to try and make it real estate specific based off property listing descriptions that convert, right? And that's why we're having such good kind of success in those numbers with Zillow that we spoke about. Yeah, so that's kind of the logic around that.
Well, it's what houses are selling 35% faster. So whatever you're doing apparently works. So keep with that style, my friend. Another question. When will this be posted to YouTube? I need to share it with the team. LOL. I love you for sharing it with the team. In fact, anybody watching this, share it with your real estate friends if they aren't on your team. And you know what? If you share it with them and they think it's awesome, they'll think you're incredible and they'll want to join your brokerage. So think about this as a recruiting tool. Can you imagine if you offered this to your agents if you are a broker? Seriously, stand out, be different. Just like the agent has to stand out from all the other agents, the brokerage has to stand out from all the other brokerages. And it's what you bring to the table. So we're thinking about 1 to 2 days before we get it on YouTube, because we're going to want to edit it and that sort of thing and get it on there. You'll be able to see that. And again, the link to learn more about Chime is in our chat, but for you YouTube people, it'll be down below. And then to get to it from Chime, if you're a user, you're just going to, again, go in there to the marketplace, find them under third-party partnerships, under preferred partner, and use the code CHIME and save 30%. Are there any other questions before I let this man go back to bed? Although I doubt he's going to. He's probably just going to have a really long day and a cup of coffee.
I think there could be that many signups on the back of this. It would be foolish to shut my eyes.
Well, I hope so. I hope people take advantage of this, because this is a unique opportunity. This is an absolutely awesome tool. Melissa says, "I'm in. Can't wait to give it a try." We love you, Melissa. You're awesome. You've had some great questions too. But yeah, I think any last words? Anything else our Chime customers need to know about List Assist?
No, just that I really appreciate everyone kind of making the time to watch this, even if you're watching it in the next kind of couple of days on YouTube. And thank you to you, Gary and Catherine, for everything you guys have done and for kind of letting us be a part of this journey with you guys. So excited to work even more closely over the next few years.
That's awesome. We thank you for getting up so darn early. We thank you for being a genius in creating this awesome tool that's going to make lives easier and save and make money for our clients. And then I guess I'll sign off by saying, Thank you for being a Chime customer if you are. If you're not, again, we'd love to introduce this powerful tool to you. We hope you take advantage of that discount using the Chime code with List Assist. And a little bit of a teaser. We have a podcast that we're going to start pretty soon, and Chris will be my first guest. So stay tuned for more information about that. Just a little teaser. I'm excited about that. And we hope you have an amazing day. Happy Tuesday or Wednesday if you're in New Zealand.
Thank you guys. Cheers.